Hello viewers, it's me again, Ifejo for Blessing, and on today's talk show I have with me.
My name is Ejofo Kodili.
And also.
My name is Emmanuel.
Alright, so today we want to talk about a thriving issue in the society, mostly on the education sector, known as examination malpractice. And to throw more light on this topic, I would like to call on Mr. Kodili to define what examination malpractice is.
All right, good day, everybody. I think in the Nigerian parlance, exam malpractice has come to stay.
Yes.
And then it has been happening here in Nigeria, in Africa, for quite a long time because I grew up, I met it.
Yes.
And it is still happening and it is getting more sophisticated every day.
Exam
malpractice is basically simple, cutting corners to achieve desired result without actually working for it, yes. Especially in the education sector. That is what I see as
like not going through the process.
Not going through the process of studying. You don't study. You depend on carrying on unethical examination or materials
yes.
inside the exam hall that will aid in writing
results.
Exam.
Okay, very well. That's a brilliant answer. Okay, I also want Mr. Emmanuel to help us still diverge on this topic. What do you think examination malpractice is all about?
I think Mr. Cordeli has already said all there is to say as to what examination malpractice is. But I'm just going to add my own perspective to it. Examination malpractice is basically cheating. Basically cheating in order to achieve examination success. This cheating could come in several ways. You name it, from carrying paper, textbooks, writing on your body. I mean, there are different variations and forms of examination.
Now you're talking about the forms.
Yeah, but it's basically, in layman's understanding, it's basically cheating in order to achieve academic success.
Okay, that's very well. Just like the name implies, examination malpractice. Whenever we're talking about malpractice, you're talking about things that are not being done rightly. So when you bring this into the examination hall, it becomes examination malpractice. Now, Mr. Emmanuel has quite tell us about the forms, the various forms examination malpractice can occur. But we'd also like to know more about it so that we pay attention to this very thriving issue in the society. So, Mr. Kodli, kindly tell us more ways or more forms exam malpractice can occur?
Yes, actually, exam malpractices occur in several ways, and it is getting more sophisticated as the day goes on. You see, there was a time when there was no GSM phones.
Yes.
You see people writing on their palms, writing on their laps and any part of their body, carrying off pieces of paper, trying to smuggle in their notebooks and their textbooks inside the exam hall. But today, the case is quite different. It takes a lot of diversified form now.
Yes.
You see people with their GSM phones. You see WhatsApp groups where they share information. You even see people smuggling their examination paper outside for somebody to write and then throw into the exam hall, or probably send it through WhatsApp.
Wonderful.
For the people that are writing, you see people with sophisticated earpods getting this dictation from people outside.
Now, since you're talking about the electronic form of it.
Yes, because initially it was the manual form,
yeah.
It was in the hard form. But now it has gotten more sophisticated.
Yes.
And it is getting more and more sophisticated as the day go by.
Okay. Now, as the discussion is going on, I found out that we are just talking about the students alone, what they do. Does it mean that it's only the students that participate in exam malpractice? Which other people do you think are participants in exam malpractice?
In recent times, I must say it is quite surprising, but almost everybody is guilty of exam malpractice, starting from the home, the child, the parents,
yes.
the church, the school, the teachers. Because I think this year I have a relative that is a teacher that was traumatized because of some certain experiences he got from supervising an exam. It was WAEC anyway.
Yeah.
The whole thing, you find out that sometimes the school management
Also
are
contributes.
complicit
Yes.
in the exam malpractice. They may not announce it,
Yes.
but silent policies
Behind doors.
aid. Because when you find that your principal gets unnecessarily has this kind of animosity towards you because you caught a student in the exam hall and you probably exposed and punished the student, they see it as you being against the progress of the student and then the school making a very good senior secondary school certificate results. So you see teachers get punished for it. You see students contributing money to pay off the supervisor and then pay off the staff to take their eyes to see and to hear nothing as the exam goes on.
Thank you very much. Now, speaking of parents, Mr. Emmanuel, what role do you think parents play in examination malpractice?
Well, as with everything, the foundation of everything starts from the home. So, I think the role parents play here is you send your child to school, you want your child to make excellent results, you know that your child is not very bright to achieve these results, but then because you cannot stand the fact that if your child takes this examination and fails, your child is going to put you to shame. I mean, how are you going to brag to your friends that your child failed an exam while they are bragging to you that their children made A's and B's and all of that? So the thing that parents do, some parents in this situation is they look for the so-called miracle centers. I mean, we know of these miracle centers. We know of schools where specifically you get from JS1 to SS2, you see that they have about, let's say, 20 students in each class. But once students are approaching SS3, you see over 60, 70 students in SS3 because parents have brought their children to register in this school so that they can make WAEC. You look at the facilities in the school, nothing. But then you see parents withdraw their children from very reputable schools in SS2 and then bring them to the miracle centers in SS3 so that they can pass the exam because they know what is in that school, know that they are cheating in that school. So these are the issues. If parents can learn to inculcate that mentality of hard work, of not trying to cut corners, because it is the parents that actually lay this foundation for the kids. You start putting it in the mind of the child that you must, don't worry, I'm going to do anything to ensure that you pass your exams. Yeah, just sit back and of course, my parents have paid, I'm going to pass these exams in whatever way possible. So this is the issue. So if parents can begin to reorientate their kids, right?
Yes.
Some kind of, reorientation. Like, the orientation is the word. So that they can learn to actually focus on their books, learn to actually read and pass examinations. I mean, these days you hear of websites where students can pay a certain amount, you subscribe, and then when you're in the exam hall, the answers just come into your phone, number one, this number one. I mean,
and even sometimes, even the religious organizations that own schools are sometimes complicit in these things.
Yes.
Because you expect them to behave better, to behave differently, but they don't. You actually see their schools still actively involved in the exam malpractice, though they do it on a low key. But that low key activation of exam malpractice is quite deadly.
Yes.
I think it is the deadliest type because everybody is complicit.
Exactly.
That is, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything. You walk as if everything is normal.
Even the church-owned schools.
Church-owned school, you see
them in the news.
Yes, you see a principal that is a reverend father or a reverend gentleman still condoning exam malpractice in the school that he or she is heading.
Very wrong.
Sometimes especially the religious ones, there's a way the religious principles. They just ignore the whole thing.
That is see no
They
evil,
see it,
hear no evil.
but they know it's happening.
No. But when you try to stop it, they fight you tooth and nail.
We hold ourselves by the highest standards. We do not tolerate exam malpractice.
Yes, but try stopping what is going on and you see what happens. And you see hell.
The issue and this issue.
Everyone's hands
deep rooted
are on
in the
deck.
system.
Yes. The teachers, the religious institutions, the parents, the students are all to blame for examination malpractice. Now, we'd like to talk about the effects this social norm has on the students. Then we'll go further to the society. Let's talk about the effects on the students.
Yes, the effects are quite there. The effects are quite obvious.
Yes.
You see an intellectually dwarfish citizenship. You see Nigerians, that is when you see somebody will tell you that if you want to hide anything from a Nigerian, write it.
In a book.
Once you write it, you've hidden it.
Yes.
Most of Nigerians won't see it, and probably Africans, they won't see it because you wrote it down. That is one of the effects of exam malpractice. Intellectual dwarfism.
Yes.
That is what you see. And then cutting corners to get things done. And when things are being done, they are done haphazardly. You don't see how would I describe it? You don't see perfection in any way. You don't even expect perfection.
You don't see the process.
You know that the result you have, you didn't get it through the genuine process. So as you are trying to get things work, your mind,
it's not there.
your conscience will still be fighting you that actually you didn't do this well, and you expect the next person to do it well. That is one of the effects it brings into the society.
Thank you very much.
It's a very sad situation. It's a very sad situation.
Now, in the society, what effect does this exam malpractice has on the society?
That is what I mentioned, intellectual dwarfism.
Okay, that's
you see, you don't get to see giants intellectually anymore. Or even if you see them, the percentage of intellectually credible people are getting low.
There was something you said about people who, when you practice examination malpractice and you succeed, you then begin to cut corners, you then begin to feel, the effects on the larger society is that you begin to cut corners, you begin to, try to find shortcuts
to things.
And then when people who are actually following due process, when you see them, you think they are stupid.
Yes.
That is why someone will go to the bank, there's a queue. Of course, he tries to cut corners and do his thing, and then think that the people on the queue are
yes, and thinks that people on the queue are stupid.
Exactly.
And you see somebody that made money illegally,
yes,
thinking that somebody that is working hard is a fool.
And it cuts across every sector of the Nigerian populace.
Yeah, personally, I also think it leads to low self-esteem of the students because they now see themselves as people that are not capable of doing it because at the end of the day, they will still get the results. So why studying? Do you understand? So
I think there was something that happened in my secondary school. I don't forget it.
Okay.
A guy in my secondary school, suddenly, I think it was in the SS1 third term, SS2 third term exam.
Okay.
He got 98% in mathematics.
Wow.
And everybody knew that this guy...
mathematics.
Yes, 98.
Oh my God.
Everybody knew that this guy didn't know maths from Adam. But suddenly he got 98.
That's a
The
miracle.
whole SS3, we entered SS3 because they don't normally give us results until we enter the new section. The first week of the new section, we get our results. So everywhere was agog. This guy got 98 in maths. And then the cowbell mathematics competition came up.
Okay.
Brought the best students.
They took the best students. The guy started sweating.
Oh my God.
He started sweating. The principal called him with the head math teacher to the principal's office and said, "Boy, you did excellently well. You will head the cowbell math competition for the school." with the two girls then that were actually bright.
Okay.
So the guy started,
started to show
he started sweating. He started fidgeting.
Oh my God.
He came out, he was talking to everybody. Bros, I don't know what happened. I cannot go for this thing.
It was that bad.
It was bad because it was at the end of the day that we knew that he went through the principal's office.
Oh my God.
Pick up one single sheet of the examination paper before the exam. He got somebody to solve it for him. He took it, he didn't write his demo, he solved it on the full scap sheet that we normally use as an answer sheet. That was what he passed.
Oh my God.
He passed it in total, like wrote his name and date.
He didn't even say, let me do small.
There was no changes.
He has to prove
He
himself.
passed because I didn't think he went to recopy. As somebody that didn't know or understand mathematics,
Yes.
he was just he would have made some certain mistakes
Yes.
that would have brought his marks down to probably 70 something or 80 something. But he took it to somebody that studied, probably a professional in mathematics, and the person answered everything, and then he passed it that way.
Wow.
On the day of the cowbell exam, even 2 or 3 days before the cowbell exams, he stopped coming to school. He stopped coming. It was after, like, some days after, that at that time they write the exams on the weekends. I think they write it on Saturdays.
Yes.
So he didn't come to school Thursday, Friday, and even before, they were giving them some lessons on maths to help prepare them for the exams. He was not following up. So the school had to drop him.
Beautiful.
So that was the first time I experienced first-hand of what examination malpractice could do.
Now, only from your story, he said he got the paper from the principal's office. And
Yes,
this is
through
something...
the window,
through the
after
window.
school hours.
After school hours.
Yes.
But this is something that could have been prevented
It could have.
if the school is careful.
Yes.
So now, you see, we have to also talk about the preventive measures in this social norm, which is exam malpractice, because I believe for every cause there is a way out. Now, Mr. Emmanuel, which ways do you think can be inculcated to reduce exam malpractice in our society?
Well, the thing there is that cheating,
Okay.
I'm sorry to say it, cheating, cutting corners is embedded in the mind of the average Nigerian.
Okay.
So let's say you preach everything in schools, examination malpractice is not good, say no to exam malpractice. There are always going to be people who will cheat, no matter how careful you try to be.
But it can be called.
It can be caught. Now, the first thing to do is to start from the home.
Okay.
When your child comes back from school, assess the person's work, let the person do the homework by himself. I mean, just imbibe in your child that mindset that
Can be independent.
you need to be independent, you need to do your work yourself, you need to write your exams yourself. It starts from home, it starts registering in the mind of a child, yes, I need to work hard, I need to pass my exams, right?
It builds confidence.
It builds confidence. The child has a sense of, has that sense of confidence in himself. And then you go over to the school. Once that mindset has been cultivated at home, when the child is in school, he believes in himself, he believes in his abilities, he focuses on his work. And if the teachers continues to reiterate what the parents are already telling the child at home, I mean, it starts from there.
Okay.
No room for that, no room for all those kind of things. So during examinations, you find that, I mean, someone who has been hearing all these things will try to focus on their work and do it. Focus on your exams and write it. Another preventive measure is, there's this thing. I'm sorry, the educational system in Nigeria is a business sector, right?
Yeah.
So the more your results are, if your results are excellent as a school, the more students you're going to have in the next session. So once proprietors and school owners begin to, they should stop seeing things that way.
Okay.
Just allow students to do their, they believe that the number of A's that the particular school have in WAEC is how, their image. So proprietors, school owners should create that enabling environment for students
To
strive and work hard and stop all that, cutting corners, because they are the ones who actually enable it.
Okay.
I think curbing exam malpractice will take decades.
But we have to start
Because
from
we
somewhere.
took decades to get here. it will take a long time. Probably this generation will be wiped off before we get it right. That is the truth.
It's not bad.
It is that bad. The parents, the children, the school, the environment, the society, the political sector is mad with malpractices. Because even our politicians in the election period, you see them even go through that same malpractice to get votes and get elected into office. So that is the same trend that is going. So we need a kind of reset in our society, of mind. And for Nigeria, in Nigeria, if you want that kind of reset, that means you're talking about a total wipe off of a generation.
Now
I know it might sound extreme, but actually that is what will happen.
Now talking about reset of mind, we'll be coming to the end of this talk show. We would like to imbibe everyone to put hands together to stop examination malpractice in our society. Be it the parents, the students, the school, the religious institution, and also the government. Everyone should come together and be a force to see that exam malpractice is being wiped away totally in our society. Okay, lastly, I would like to say a very big thank you to my guests today.
Thank you. It was nice being with you today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. See you again next time.